Well, it's that time again to start looking at and reviewing your art to help you grow. Now, if you're curious on how you can get your art reviewed by Handsome Me, well, that's really easy to do. First, you got to be a subscriber to the channel. Second is you got to post your art in the community tab of this YouTube channel here, or you can submit it to me on Instagram. I grab a couple and I give some helpful feedback. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here we go. All right, first up we have Nikolai Malabed. Hopefully I said that correctly. We got a beautiful blue sky with some clouds, a nice mountain range, some mid-ground tree lines here that closes in our water feature, and then nice two big palm trees that creates a beautiful focal point. Let's see how we can help. The very first thing that I notice is the entire canvas kind of looks dry. So I imagine either you didn't put any gesso down or this might be a low quality practice canvas. What's going to help with a lot of the blending of colors and the gradient, especially in the water and the sky here, is making sure that the canvas has a nice gesso cover on it, or you put enough liquid based material on. The second thing I notice is there's not too much blending on the base side of your clouds. So make sure that you're holding the paintbrush that you're using. Make sure you tilt it up and then blend in the bottom side of these clouds. That'll anchor it in, and then you can do some beautiful cross strokes all the way through it. And at the very end, give it a nice little lift to get these beautiful little accents and features in there. I do appreciate the highlights that you have on here. Makes it look like it has more characteristics. However, the highlight should actually be on the right side, and that's because your highlight on your mountain shows that our light source is on the right side. So you need to actually flip these highlights to be on this side to make it look more natural, if you will. Let's talk about the mountains right here. You know, overall, your mountains are not bad. However, you have one big flaw in them. They are all the same height. You got this nice little line that cuts through, and it makes it kind of not as natural as you could easily make. All we got to do is just stagger them. On this right one, I'd probably leave it a little lower, then take this middle one. You could probably do that one high to make it more of a focal point, and then stagger this one a little over here, and then just fade these out. So that way, when you make your lines that come down, it's going to have a little bit more of a defined feature all the way through this element here. When you leave them all the same height, it doesn't really add a lot of characteristics. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you can just make a subtle change that'll add a lot more. Also, if we zoom in here just a little bit, it looks like you're going a little heavy-handed and flat with your palette knife on your paint breaks here as you come down and through. What I would recommend is hold that palette knife a little higher so the edge of the roll of paint is right there, and then as you work your way down, the knife will skip. The reason you're getting these flat little icing chunks on all of your mountain is because you're holding your knife entirely too flat. Try holding it higher and you'll notice that you'll get a lot more paint break bumps. Also, don't forget to include some more shadow side on your shadows here. That'll really make your 2D mountains look three-dimensional. On the base of your mountain, you know, you didn't do a bad job. However, if you want to push this mountain a little further back, what you can do is really work off the excess paint on the bottom here. So it looks like a nice little hazy dissipation effect. All you gotta do is just tap it out with a 2-inch brush and then feather up and into your mountain. So that way, when you put these actual trees right here on, they're gonna have an easier time sticking. Your water's not bad, however, I'm not sure why you didn't bring it all the way down. Perhaps you ran out of blue paint. That's entirely possible. It's happened to me. But make sure you pull down the blue paint or you pull it over from the sides. So that way you do create this beautiful little water sheen that can have an effect here. So basically just, you know, pull some blue in from this side, pull some blue in from that side, and then you'll have that beautiful water sheen. And last but not least, we've got our beautiful trees. Your tree structure is not bad for a beginner here. You created a beautiful little focal point, which then pulls the eye in this direction towards the center. However, we still need to work on tree structure. I think you have not enough paint. It's a little hard to tell, but what I would recommend is scratch in a template line, okay, on both your trees. Then slowly tilt that fan brush, so you just paint with the corner, and slowly start zigzagging through. Don't worry about getting complete application down, but as you work your way down, open up that paintbrush, which opens up your hand, which opens up more bristles. You'll notice you'll start creating a bigger zigzag. Then go over with one more pass and start tapping in with a new fresh paintbrush and start going over in sections here where it needs to add. And you can keep working back and forth, back and forth as this tree will start to fill out. Now it's okay to leave a couple of gaps. Like let's say you added some here and here and here. Well, you can leave a nice little gap here and then continue down and keep going and keep going. But work on that structure as you go back and forth and rotate that hand as you work your way down. Also, again, since we have our light source on this side, your highlights in your tree would be on this side, then your shadows would be a little bit more on this side. Likewise, your highlights would be on this side and your shadow would be way darker down here. Doing that will take your two-dimensional landscape and make it more three-dimensional. This painting is really awesome, and in fact, Nikolai, I think if you paint it again with all the little, criticisms and feedback and constructiveness that I gave, I think this would actually be a fantastic painting. I say do it again, and I can't wait to see the improvements that you made, and thank you so much for submitting. I think this is a good time to cut in here and say if you're enjoying these type of videos and you want to see me do more art critiques and art reviews to help you grow, well then you got to go down below, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Now on to our next awesome artist. Next up, we have Stephanie White. And Stephanie, I just love this. You're making so much awesome progress. We got a beautiful blue sky up here, some awesome clouds that just have so much depth. We got some little bitty birdies. We got a beautiful cherry blossom tree right there. And then we just got these like hills and forest and trees that just look awesome with our little multicolor, let's just call it a river or creek bed perhaps. And then just this beautiful little grass area. I love this all, but I do see some slight things that I can help improve you with, which I think you're gonna like. First of all, sky is perfect. I love the way that it is, and I love your different multitude of different clouds that you have in here. You've got some beautiful puffy clouds that have different colors embedded in here with the purple and pink, which match the cherry blossom. I love the nice billowiness, the characteristics, the flow, and everything that you have. And I love the opacities and transparencies that you have. And I even love these little wispy clouds that you added over here. So fantastic job. The only thing I would probably recommend is, since you have so many different versions of clouds, is don't forget to add a little bit more contrast in certain spots. You may want to just bolden these little pieces up down here so that way they stand a little bit out. Now with that said, I have no idea how it looks in person because there's a little whitewashiness over here. So if it looks fine with the human eye, just leave it how it is. That's perfectly fine. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. The only reason you might want to have a little contrast is because when you add other elements like these tree lines or hill lines in front of it, you want it to stand out. And I want to make sure all this awesome effort that you put in stands out because it's so beautiful. Now I do want to say I'm just going to call it one hill element right here or asset. Looks fantastic. Great job. However, there's some slight things you can do to improve it a little bit. You did a fantastic job back here adding different versions of contrast, which then makes this medium layer look closer, which then makes this, let's just say closer element look even closer to us, creating awesome planes of depth. However, you still need to add a little bit of contrast. Now you have a light source here that's cascading down and across this whole element, right? Well, in between here in certain spots, there should be a little more darkness that would protrude in between your different elements of your bushes, plants, and fauna that you have going on in here. Or flora? I guess it's flora, sorry. You know what I mean. So just like you have this beautiful contrast down here with all these little dark greens, you need to add a little bit more because this light source is traveling further away, which means all these elements down here are going to be slightly darker. Now you did add a little bit of it, as you can see down here, but you need to add a little bit more. So that way it pushes all these elements back, creating more depth, which is going to add a lot more characteristics. Now I love your highlights here, but we've already established that your light source is up top and coming down. So I'm going to probably criticize just a tiny bit, but nothing wrong with it. I think you want a little heavy-handed on your highlight side. Now, this is just more of an opinion because I think your highlights are great, but I think you just put a little too much of, let's just call it this amber yellow honey color, honeysuckle yellow in here with this paleness. I think you could have just gone a little light on some spots so that way your trees would stand out a little bit more, but overall fantastic on everything that you did. I love your little cherry blossom flowers that you have here. Now, if these are supposed to represent flower beds, you may just want to use a smaller brush as you're tapping all of these in. But that's just a personal feedback that I'm giving you, because they do stand out very heavily. So you might want to invest in just a nice little stippling brush there so you can add those little things. I love how you reflected all of the colors down in the water. That is awesome. I'm super proud of you. And I even love your little cherry blossom tree that you have up here. Now, cherry blossom trees are very hard and difficult. I will do one eventually. This is like a cherry blossom jacaranda tree, perhaps, but very, very good. Again, heavy-handed here, but I'd rather have you go heavy than light because it's just such an awesome element that you have. You may want to darken up your branch down here at the bottom. So let me switch the layers there. You may just want to darken up your branch a little bit because remember, since this light is coming through all of these branches and trees, this should be a little darker, just like how you made this one nice and dark. That would make it look more natural. And I do love all the grass elements, but again, I think you can have a little bit more of a wrapping dark color. Since your light source is coming down here, your brightest element should be on top, but this bottom corner here should be way darker. Take a 2-inch brush with some nice sap green and blue in it, and just tap it in here, and then just build the layer on top of it. That'll make everything look more natural as this whole element dances and plays off the beautiful light that you made. This, I'm going to say it, other than your ocean one that you submitted to me not too long ago, I love and adore this one. Oh, one last note. See all these beautiful branches you got down here? Don't make so many of them dark. Remember, this is way, way, way far back, so our eye's not going to really be able to make out the details. Only have some of these be dark and make the rest light. Then when you get here, have some of them be medium in tone and light and dark. Then as it gets closer to us, make these ones the darkest. Again, that'll add to all the elements of the depth in this. But I'm going to say it. This one is awesome, and I'm super proud of you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for submitting. Time to cut in for that shameless self-promotion that you love. If you ever want to help this channel grow or help me, anytime you watch one of my tutorial videos or any of my videos, you can go down below the video player in the video description and click on any of the links for the materials, colors, paintbrushes, any of that stuff. Those links help me out. Or if you want to go above and beyond, you can download my starter PDF or even get my workbook here on how to start selling your art if you're ready for that step. This workbook right here will change your life when it comes to selling your art. Oh, and of course, anytime you watch one of my videos, like and comment, and don't forget to share it with your friends so that way they can, you know, just take in all my glory. See? Shameless. Now on to our next artist. Next up, we have Brandon Gordon, and may I just say, this is an awesome painting here of a forest. We've got a little bit of blue sky kicking through. We've got these beautiful background trees with different highlights and colors on them. We've got a nice little grass field that just kicks into this little either lake or creek or riverbed here. And then we've got an awesome almighty tree just kicking up here. And perhaps my favorite spot, this little guy right here, this little sliver of land just sneakily coming in here. You know what? I think this might be one of my favorite paintings I've seen in quite some time, and it is awesome. But let's see how I can help a little bit. The first little bit of advice I would give here, Brandon, is since you have your light source kicking in through here like a little bit of God light, you did a great job of leaving this nice and bright. But as this light source comes through, I would start to add a little bit darker layers of phthalo blue, more and more as it fades away, which is going to help with the perception of just light and depth as it leaks through this opening here. But it's also going to pay a little bit more dividends on these background gesso trees that you put in here as your canvas prep. It's also going to really help with these dark shadows of this big tree back down in here. You know, overall, your entire tree bush highlight structure is phenomenal. However, the only thing I think I can give a little bit of criticism on is they're all more or less the same application of texture and heavy-handedness from the paintbrush that you apply on the canvas. Now, these bushes here shouldn't be as thick as this giant tree right here. Remember, these are a little more in the background, so they should be a little more light on the texture that they have because the detail to our perspective shouldn't be as detailed or defined, which is going to help push back depth. Now, this is something that's super hard to learn, but just try a little bit next time to have a little bit lighter touch as you're applying these on here. So that way, when you put these layers on in front with this thicker texture, it's going to help push these bushes and these trees even further back. It's extremely hard to do, but you're on the right path, which is awesome. While we're here, actually, you know what? Let me just zoom back in here. May I just say, your contrast structure is awesome. Look how you leave all these little beautiful dark spots. Now, anybody that just watched the last two, I mean, just notice how much more these bushes stand out because there's contrast in them. Great, fantastic job, and I'm super proud of you of what you did there. Your grass even looks very good. The only other advice I could probably give is you could probably mix in a little bit of the highlight color or the base tone sap green and blue in here, because depending on how your light comes down and cascades across, your brightest sources would be right here, which is good. And you did a fantastic job of making this darker, but you may just want to add a little more, let's switch colors here. You may just want to add a little more, sap blue and green in here just to mix it up a little bit. But, overall, it's a fantastic job. In fact, you got beautiful shadows under here. I'm so proud of you. And you did such a good job of laying a little bit of land. And look, you got straight lines for your water line right here. God, this is immaculate. I'm so happy with this whole entire thing here. There's not much I can help with because it's almost flawless. The only other thing I think I might be able to help with is when we go up to our highlights in our tree here, since we have established our light sources somewhere over here and it's kicking light in this general direction, is your brightest highlights should be on this side of the tree. And they are more or less, but you kind of have the same color over on this side. You may just want to darken this section up with a mixture of your cadmium yellow and green. So that way you have this beautiful dissipation effect going across because the light has to wrap itself around it. That's more of an advanced technique, but I'm still stoked that you've got these beautiful fan brush just highlights that you're pushing in here, which give it just so much characteristics. You're doing an awesome job. You did the correct features on your tree trunk. Look, you got your highlights on this side and then you got your shadow on this side. I would say just carry this element that you have up into your highlights here and you will see this tree 10x itself. Yeah, could you have put, the reflection of the tree trunk in here and some of the bushes and some of the leaves down in here? Yeah, but you know what? Who cares? I actually kind of like it without it because it makes everything else stand out. Plus, it just makes your lake or your river look more just like still water. I think this is beautiful. You did a fantastic job. All you need to do is just work on how you push in the pressure of your highlights, and now you have different let's say colors or contrast within those pushes, which are more advanced techniques, which you're obviously ready for. Brandon, this is awesome, and thank you so much for submitting. Let's take a minute to go over some honorable mentions. First up, we have Heather Gentry. She followed along and did one of my video tutorial paintings here. You have a beautiful blue and yellow gradient. Your wispy clouds look perfect. You could use a little bit of help on the pressure of pushing in your background trees and bushes as well as your rolling grass hill, but you're making strong progress. Next up, we have Jim Freeman, and you made a fantastic almighty mountain landscape here. Love the clouds as they cascade into the highlight and shadow side of your mountain, which then fall down into these nice grass hills and plains here that look beautiful. Looks like you could use a little bit of help of pressure on your trees, so I would say practice that, but I must say I love the bold colors in this one. Then we have Paul H. Thomas, and Paul, leave some talent for the rest of us. I love how you keep challenging yourself. We have an awesome Egypt with pyramid and sphinx and a butt ton of sand, which is extremely hard to do with wet on wet painting. I love how you keep challenging yourself, buddy, and I can't wait to see what you post in the community tab. The art I'm starting to see in these channel reviews is just growing exponentially, which makes me think that maybe it's time I take some of my tutorials and move on to the next stage. So not doing just beginner tutorials, but maybe intermediate now to start helping you out. And if that's something you want, do me a favor, go down below and leave me a comment on just that. But I want to take a quick moment and just say, hey, thank you to all the artists that submitted. And if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe and submit your art in the community tab for next month. I'll check you all later. Take care. And of course, peace. It's time for lunch.